A grapefruit is a grapefruit is a grapefruit is a grapefruit until it becomes a gateway. Hello, my name is Onyinye and I am a fiction writer based in Houston. I also teach creative writing for Imprint. I am so glad to be speaking to you today about what writing means to me. Well, you saw me with this beautiful grapefruit because I was recently struck by a memory of myself and my siblings as very young children years ago back home in my home country. And we would go with my father to the country or to the village where we would pluck grapefruits for hours from a tree that he had rented. Anyway, so this one from Whole Foods with the smell, with the feelings, with the way it feels, it reminds me of those long drives with my father and the underlying memories of domestic drama attached to my childhood. So to me, writing is a way of addressing a certain kind of craving. So think about it like thirst. When you're thirsty, you drink water. When you're hungry, you eat food. When your room is stuffy, you ventilate, right? So writing to me is a way of processing memory, a way of chasing a seed, a way of scratching that itch inside my mind, a way of draining an existential abscess. I know that the metaphor of an abscess is something that you health professionals will be familiar with, right? Because you know that the process of draining an abscess is important in helping the body to get rid of an unwanted foreign object. So in other words, it also brings relief to the patient in question. So that's what writing really does for me, basically. Writing helps to provide some level of relief for me. So today we're going to work on a prompt that centers on gratitude. So think about it as appreciation, really. But before we move into the prompt, I would like to read an excerpt from a short story by Stuart Debek. And the short story is titled Pet Milk. It goes, "Today I have been drinking instant coffee and pet milk and watching it snow. It's not that I enjoy the taste especially, but I like the way pet milk swirls in the coffee. Actually, my favorite thing about pet milk is what the can opener does to the top of the can. The can is unmistakable, compact, seamless looking, its very shape suggesting that it could condense milk without any trouble. The can opener bites in neatly, and the thick liquid spills from the triangular gouge with a different look and viscosity than milk. Pet milk isn't real milk. The color is off to start with. There's almost something about the past about it, like old ivory. My mother always drank it in her coffee. When friends dropped over and sat around the kitchen table, my grandma would ask, 'Do you take cream and sugar?' Pet milk was the cream." So in this, we can see that the writer actually begins with an object. So the object for him was pet milk, just as my object is the grapefruit. But the interesting thing about pet milk in this particular story is that pet milk stops acting as just milk. So as an object, it becomes a gateway through which the writer begins to explore other angles of his childhood memory. Through pet milk, he looks at the surroundings, he thinks about his grandmother, he thinks about his childhood. So in other words, pet milk acts as a reservoir for a huge body of memory. So your writing prompts today would be to think of a recent memory that you have had and try to link that recent memory that stands out to you, try to link it to an object. Or should I say, try to extract an object from that memory. And your job would be to write around that memory and think about the associations that you can make to that object. How does it remind you of your surroundings? How does it remind you of the five senses? How does it remind you of taste, smell, feeling, hearing? So how do these sensations attract you to the memory of that object. Okay, so for example, I have my own version of the prompt written out, and my chosen object is a heartbeat. So I will read an excerpt of my prompt to you, as you can see on the screen. Today, my heartbeat tore a path through my ears. It's been so for some time now, this tearing. I hear the beat that connects me to the earth and blares like a siren signaling my continued circulation. When chewing mashed yams, pulling out the weeds in the vegetable patch, and now stirring sugarless coffee, my heartbeat picks up like a feet of small people scurrying across tunnels crisscrossing my brain. A lot of noise occurs inside me then. My eardrums thump along, my mouth floods with spit, my throat swallows the flood. If I don't look in every nook of the closet or check under the bed and reading table at exactly 30 minutes after midnight, I can't sleep. If I can't sleep, I wake up believing I'm an 80-year-old with baby gums and a huge cloth wrapped around her waist to trap her urine, and then I check the bed for urine, and it's only the sweating of my back on a warm night. Okay, so we don't have all the time to go into the things I wrote for the prompt, but this is also a way of saying you can write as much as you want for this prompt. Only you have to remember to center your memory around an object, because this object will act as the gateway that opens all the floodgates of sensations for you. So to recap the prompt, as you can see on the screen, choose an object to focus on, concentrate on other things it makes you think about, bring in your senses, taste, sight, hearing, touch, and smell, and do not hold back on whatever memory it opens for you. Thank you for joining us online today, and thank you for all that you're doing for Houston. We would definitely love to hear back from you, and we would love to see your writing exercise. Please consider sharing your response to cpam2@houstonmethodist.org. Again, it's cpam2@houstonmethodist.org. Thank you so much, and happy writing. Bye-bye.